What is up, everybody? It's Versus here today, and we're gonna talk about this Sony fanboy's post right here. Well, I don't really know if he's a Sony fanboy, this guy right here, but he kind of seems like he has the Sony fanboy vibes from this post right here. So he is referencing this clip that's from I think the show is called Hot Wings or the Hot Ones. When they talk to different like celebrities or actors or whatever. They give them an intro video while they're like eating like spicy wings. That's like the whole stick of the show here, but. He was comparing Matt Damon talking about the movie industry because he was talking about how they were making a lot of money from the DVD sales, but DVD sales, I guess, have dropped because of streaming services like Netflix and Hulu and whatever like that. And so this fanboy, I want to compare it to gaming subscription services like Game Pass. It's like, really? They'll find some weird try to parallels to try to make Game Pass and Xbox look bad. Like, really? What does the movie industry have to do with gaming and subscription services? So this is a statement that he made, which just makes zero sense. If gaming subscriptions become the number one way of consuming gaming, this will happen. The quality bar will be lowered. People complain about $7 games, but don't understand why they are the bread and butter of this gaming industry. And that is not true. Maybe it was 90s, early 2000s, but companies release games for free now. Like Fortnite, that's a big free to play game. Call of Duty Warzone, another free game. Apex Legends, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, which I was playing a lot of recently. Those games are all free. You can choose if you want to put money into the game to get different costumes or whatever, etc. And that's how they make their money. There's other options where they release their games on streaming services, and that's another option. Or you can just buy the game outright with some of these games. Because with Game Pass, at least give you the option. You can either, pay $15 a month, get the game with a subscription service, or you can just buy it outright for $60 and get a discount as well if you got Game Pass. So I don't see why having options is a bad thing, but they want to keep saying that, hey, subscription services are going to ruin everything. They're just going to destroy the game industry. The second gaming crash is going to come because of subscription services. This same doom and gloom narrative from subscription services. When there is no data, there's nothing to back that up. There's nothing to back that up. And then the Matt Damon situation, that's the movie industry problem. They got to adapt. It's like more people rather watch Netflix than buy movies, buy DVDs. It just is what it is. And it's like, I guess he was mad because he was missing a cut. I guess like actors got a cut from the DVD sales, they're no longer getting that big of a cut. When it's like, oh well, you got to adapt. Technology advances, and it's like more people are using streaming services. Less people are buying DVDs or stuff like that. So it is what it is at that day. End of the day. And that this whole notion that quality just drops because a game is in the subscription server, well, that's not true. Once again, Microsoft won Metacritic Publisher of the Year. I know some people like to be flippy floppy on if they say we value Metacritic's opinion and we don't value Metacritic's opinion. People like to flip flop about the different their take on Metacritic. But once again, Microsoft did win a big award for their games, and a lot of their games were in Game Pass, a subscription service when they released. So it's like, I'm not seeing this whole notion that a game as a subscription service, the quality is going to drop instantly. Even when you look at the movie industry, there's been plenty of highly rated TV shows or movies that's been on Netflix, HBO Max, that's been exclusive to those streaming services, or Hulu. Like that Prey movie that just released on Hulu. That game was, people was going crazy about the movie, and that released on a streaming service, not in theaters. So when people want us to give that quality is decreasing argument because on streaming service, it's complete BS. There's been no proof of that whatsoever. This is some Sony fanboy propaganda, some doom and gloom propaganda. The game industry is going to crash all of a sudden. It's just complete nonsense. But let's see if you've got to say about this. Then he says, and by $7 games, I mean AAA blockbuster high quality games, the ones that deserve to be played on OLED TVs. So he's saying, if you don't got that $60 or $7 model, then that's like the bread and butter. When it's like, those are the peaks of quality. When Saints Row just released today, and people are saying that game isn't that great, which I'm still gonna check it out because I love the Saints Row series. But people saying that game isn't that great, and that's you can't get that game in the subscription service. They're following a traditional $60 or $7 model, and that game is flopping right now. Well, it's like I got bad press right now. So this guy says, but a new game that went into the subscription service day one is the highest rated exclusive of the gen. So what quality bar is lowered? That is true. Forza is a highly rated game, and it's a subscription. So you can buy that game. You can get that game in Game Pass. So, let's see. Squid Game and Stranger Things is pretty good though. Once again, you got TV shows which are highly rated, which are only on Netflix. You cannot get these TV shows anywhere else. But you know, this guy says the quality just drops because it's on a subscription service. Okay. I just want to see any proof of that. Like, what proof do they have of that? Like, what proof? Because they keep saying, Sony guys like to keep saying that because the game is on a subscription service, that the quality is going to somehow just be lessened. When it's like you got trash games, you got good games, you got mediocre games on any format, whether you're paying $60, whether you're playing for free, or whether you're paying good enough from subscription services. They're all going to be different levels. So, risk aversion already happened years ago as game budgets soared and everyone chased trends, Call of Duty clones, open worlds, battle royales, etc. Subscriptions would probably make this even worse. We are lucky that we still have Sony and Nintendo taking some risk with their games. Really? What risk are Sony taking? And Nintendo, to be honest, both those companies aren't really, making a lot of sequels, a nostalgia bait, especially like Nintendo, but I don't really see these risks that they're talking about with Nintendo, especially, or Sony. It's like they're giving you a third version of The Last of Us. They're taking a lot of risk right there. Instead of giving you Days Gone 2, a sequel to that game, they're giving you The Last of Us remake of a remaster of the PS3 game. Okay. Publisher of the Year with a new record is all you have to know about the quality. Then how is that Halo update going for you? Are they still trying to trash Halo? I thought the last time I was in my Halo was actually being praised because of the Forge mode that was being introduced. People were like being excited about that. So I don't know. They just want to take shots at Halo, but there's still no FPS, especially on the Sony side that matches with Halo. So they can knock it off with that. Totally agree. We need single player games with no microtransactions with a budget of $200 million like PlayStation games that people aren't even buying. Yeah, that is true. So this guy, he kind of beat me to it. That people aren't buying it until they get to the bargain bin or they get bundled. Kind of true. People aren't buying exclusives like that, but Sony has been honest about this, and yet a subset of gamers continue to trash them for not putting games on their service day and date. It's funny how gamers continue to be their own worst enemies by enabling bad tactics for short-term enjoyment. Okay. Meanwhile, Netflix is releasing movies like The Irishman, The Power of the Dog, and Marriage Story, and Uncut Gems. Okay. Yeah, so once again, you got highly critically acclaimed movies on subscription services. Same with video games as well. You got highly acclaimed stuff on those services too. But yet, people want to say that the quality is going to somehow be decreased or lessened because of the subscription service, which just doesn't make any sense. These are 100% cold hard facts. Wow. Where are the facts at? Where are these facts at? Man, these Sony guys love pushing this propaganda. He says 100% cold hard facts. It's not a fact, it's an opinion, but okay. That fanboys and cheapskates refuse to admit $7 may not be for everyone, but they are infinitely better than a future with game retail / subservices and free-to-play garbage dominating the market. Once again, even trashing the free to play games, it just makes no sense because a lot of the most popular games right now are free to play games, so it just makes no sense. No, having options for how you enjoy your gaming media isn't a bad thing, but Sony guys want to make it seem like it's a terrible thing that you want to have options. It's so terrible having options. Games does not equal movies. He just said movies kind of had two sequential revenue streams / release dates, with theater and home video, and now it's more like one. Games aren't consumed like that, and Xbox has Game Pass Day 1. Games for years, but they're averaging the same Metascores as Sony in this gen, which is true. A lot of Xbox first party games get a high score, so I know people want to look over that, but they do get high scores. So while releasing on a service as well. Let's see. Seven other games aren't delivering quality either. Kind of true. Like, what was the last game they released? Gran Turismo. That game got a horrible Metacritic score, horrible user score for that game, and that's supposed to be a $70 bread and butter type of game. And that game didn't do too well, score wise. So. Haven't seen haven't seen that many Xbox games, so this is a pretty S take. It is true though. Gamers think getting games pass for free isn't going to change the industry. Epic with Fortnite is making a lot of money, so they say otherwise. I'm pretty sure. Activision Call of Duty Warzone says otherwise. Konami with Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel says otherwise. So this logic is so stupid. It's like you see companies actually. You see plenty of companies thriving with the free-to-play model. So why would you say that the only way the only way they can make money is with the $7 price model or $6 price model? It's just dumb. Yeah, there's a stupid Game of Thrones, Stranger Things, House of the Dragon that just released. I think yesterday or today that's releasing, and that's people are going crazy about that show too. That's exclusive to I think HBO Max. So once again, this logic is just being disproved each comment I'm reading. Bad take, movies are not the same as games. Plus, how many bad movies were made because they knew they could get cash back on DVD sales? Make bad content for your subservice and people stop subbing. Very true. If you got a lot of trash in your subservice and people are not going to subscribe to that service, it's like, why would you? It's like that doesn't make any sense. There are a lot of free free TV and movie apps that you can download, and it's like those movies are trash. So it's like, don't even bother even going to. You know, if it is free, I don't go to it because it's trash. But this guy says, this guy's a closet pony. There's been zero evidence of subservice reducing quality for Xbox. Exactly. There's been no evidence of that, but they keep pushing this narrative, though. Movies also can't be purchased directly from Netflix, so this comparison is very disingenuous. Very disingenuous. I agree with that. So far, thank God Game Pass has bucked the trend. Been saying this for years, and literally there's no proof of that whatsoever. There's more than one way to skin a cat, and more than one way to create games. Personally, the sub model has produced more games I love than the $7 model. Both have merits and drawbacks. Yeah, so I'm gonna conclude it right here. I don't agree with this take whatsoever. It's kind of weird that these guys keep using like examples of what the movie industry is doing and comparing it to the gaming industry. It's so weird because they're not the same, not remotely. You enjoy the two forms of entertainment in two different ways, so it's kind of like it's weird to compare the two. But once again, Sony guys pushing BS as usual. What's new at the end of the day? So definitely want to see your thoughts down below. Leave a like this video. And as always, thanks for watching and peace.